Here, take one.
His eyes are gonna pop out of their damn skulls when they see this. What? Are you alright?
No.
It's kind of nice and refreshing to see an arcade in a theater still. I mean, you never see any kids or anyone playing the games, but it's like a relic from a bygone era, you know? This is a great game, though. Terminator Salvation. A lot of fun. What's going on, Unfazed crew? Welcome to another edition of Unfazed Weekly Cinema. So I was slacking for a bit. I have not been to the movies in about 2 weeks exactly. Last movie I saw was The Batman, which was fantastic. Yeah, I finally got back to the movies. I saw the movie called X, the A24 horror slasher film. This was a weird one. It succeeded in taking the A24 route of making you very uncomfortable when you watched it. It was about a group of people going out to make an adult film out in the middle of like the bayou, and all hell breaks loose. It wasn't necessarily that great. It was full of a lot of cliches, a lot of tropes. I don't know. It didn't really do much for me. Like I said, it succeeded in making me uncomfortable. It definitely did that. But it was lacking. It was definitely lacking. So basically what happens is they go out to make this porno, and, you know, they're trying to make it artsy and everything. And then they find that the property that they're staying on is owned by these two really creepy old people. The very cliche, you know, scary old people out in the middle of the country. And anyway, bad things start happening. People start getting killed. And the movie really felt like it was lacking a villain. I mean, you had these creepy old people with dementia that were, you know, fucking shit up. And I don't know. It was lacking something. It was missing a Leatherface. It was missing a Jason. It was missing a Michael Myers of, you know, that type of character. It was missing something like that. Just these gross old people that were supposed to be scary, that were butchering people. I don't know. It didn't work for me. It was kind of stupid. And it could have been great, you know, had they had a Leatherface or someone like that, someone of that style. It could have been really cool. But yeah, this one was a miss. This one was a miss. I'd give it like I'm gonna say like a 2.8 out of 5 stars. There were a few scenes in there that, you know, were a little jarring and surprising, and, you know, there were some hotties in there, definitely. Plenty of titties in there for you. But yeah, like it was very cliche. It was very cliche. A lot of things you'd expect happen. You know, it kind of checked all the boxes. You know, it's like all those movies. It's like, especially, you know, the old 70s and 80s horror movies. You know, it was always a group of young people going out, or teenagers going out on an adventure, and, you know, having sex in the woods and then getting butchered. That's kind of the thing. And I think they kind of played that up on purpose. You know, they're going out to make a porno, so people at least have a reason to be having sex out in the woods, I guess. But yeah, taking the old people route, the creepy, gross old people route, it was weird. It was a weird choice. Yeah, this one's a miss. If you guys are thinking about going to see it, I mean, there's really nothing new being brought to the table. One thing I find kind of interesting about these movies is, like, most of the time they can't take place in the modern era. It seems like people really have a hard-on for the past, myself included. We love the past, definitely, but it's kind of interesting, like, you don't see horror movies taking place in the present very often. It's like people really yearn for, like, a good 70s or 80s slasher. So instead of making something similar, they just straight up set it in the 1970s, like in this movie. I don't know if it's the limitation, the lack of technology that makes it a little more interesting, or exactly what it is. I think that's part of it. And also an excuse to throw in retro music. I think people like that as well, classic rock being included. You know, there was like Blue Oyster Cult in there, and Robert Palmer and stuff like that, which is cool. You know, I love that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. This movie just missed the mark, man. It had potential, definitely, but it was weird. Just a weird movie. I really didn't go in with any expectations. I went in with no expectations, and I remained unfazed as I watched it. But yeah, I don't know. I literally had just seen a quick little, like, you know, 2-sentence summary of it, and I saw that it was like a slasher and it was made by A24, and I was like, okay, let's give it a chance. That's all I need to know. And A24, it's kind of one or the other. It's either brilliant and twisted, or it kind of goes off the rails and can be a little too much at times. And this one was a little too much and kind of stupid in some parts, honestly. But what do you expect? You know, it's a movie about people going to make a porno and crazy old people killing them. So it couldn't be all that great. But like I said, had it had a character like a Jason or a Leatherface, it could have been really cool. But this one's a miss for me. Definitely go watch something else. Go rewatch The Batman. Go see a Tuesday night classic. Or just stay home and watch reruns of Seinfeld. That's what I like to do. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me on another edition, the return of Unfazed Weekly Cinema. I will try to do these more often again. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Remain unfazed. See ya. Definitely looking forward to this one. Nicolas Cage.
Just a side note, Martin Henderson, the actor who played Wayne, reminded me of a hybrid of Matthew McConaughey and like Luke Wilson. And he also kind of looked a little bit like Jason Bateman at times. He was good. He was probably my favorite actor in the entire movie. I guess he's been on Grey's Anatomy and a few other things, but he was good. I'd like to see him in more things. Also, Kid Cudi was in this movie. So, yeah.
I see one goddamn fucked up horror picture.